you ever made $1 million with your talent? Have you ever fucked a bitch that's so fat lose your balance? Have you? All these bitches washed up all they pussy got that mileage. Ew, I been getting money.
What's up, you guys? It's your boy Black Lucci, and today I have a new video, new series. We're bringing something new to the channel, and it is Black Clover, that Black Clover Greatness. I don't care what anybody has to say. And today we're going to do Chapter 98 review. So first things first. What I want to talk about in Black Clover is your boy Aster's new transformation and how seemingly it's kind of demon takeover magic, but it's not magic. I know we'll get more information on the transformation later on in the series, but for right now, badass is badass. Not only is Aster's new transformation really legit, it also helped him. The chapter starts off, actually you see the transformation in the last chapter, but the chapter starts off with Aster flying through the air doing his new move, by the way, Black Meteorite, which I don't know if he can do it without the transformation, or if it's transformation exclusively. We'll have to find out later on in the next chapters. But Black Meteorite is cool. I don't want to say one shots, but he defeats what's his name? Viz has it as Ladros, but on what is it, Kiss Manga, his name is Rados. So either one, he's a diamond general from the Diamond Kingdom or whatever. He fought with Marth and he was Fonzo's student too. But Aster defeats him with Black Meteorite. Upon defeating him, he actually breaks the Mana Stone that Randolph, I'm going to go with Randolph's, that Randolph says was in his chest. And he says Aster broke it, which actually freed him, quote unquote, or made him go back to the normal person that he was before it was implemented. A la what happened with Fauna a couple chapters ago, or last chapter. And when it comes to that, speaking of Fauna, I want to know, I don't know if I skipped over it or not, but I want to know exactly what is the correlation or connection between the White Eyes, the White Knight Eye terrorist faction or whatever in the Diamond Kingdom. What connection does they have? We see Fauna as she's growing up next to Mar. We see her rebirthed. If you've read the chapter, what happened, her Phoenix rebirth. We see that, and then we seemingly see she receives a stone, and then she's thrown, I think she's thrown out, and then she joins the White Eyes, or the White Eyes come and get her. I'm not sure. I have to re-look at that. I should have re-looked at that before I made this video. But fuck it, But back to that, yeah, I want to know what's the connection between those two. Even if she was thrown out of the Diamond Kingdom and then joined White Eyes, so why are they on this raid together? Or was it a coincidence that the White Eyes terrorist group and the Diamond Kingdom both decided to raid the Witch's Forest at the same time? So, that's two questions that I have. If you guys know the answers, or if you're fans of the series, you drop your thoughts on those two questions that I have about this so far. The comment section is open for anybody, so just let me know. Now back to the current chapter. Opposed to all the White Eyes and the Diamond Kingdom theories or correlations, back to this current chapter. After Aster wins against Rados, he breaks the Mana Stone, and his transformation, Aster's transformation, seemingly disappears. And Aster is intrigued. He's very intrigued by the concept of him having a new power and how good this power felt. You see his comrades; they're also very intrigued by Aster and his new power. Aster himself, he can't wait to like hone it and train it. But as he's thinking about it, his adrenaline, also the adrenaline rush that he had during fighting, it runs down and he succumbs to all his injuries that took place during the battle, which was a lot. If you know Black Clover, you know Aster goes through a lot of shit. Pardon my language, but he goes through a lot. So, where was I at? Oh yeah, he succumbs to all his injuries, and just as he's about to begin spouting how if nobody else is healed, like if nobody else is fully healed enough to, if nobody else is fully healthy, I said healed, is fully healthy enough to heal everybody, then he'll just carry everybody back to the Queen's palace. Now, in the middle of him saying that, the Queen appears in the middle of the battlefield, and she says, "Well, I wasn't needed," which we see that in the chapter she's been watching the battlefield the whole time. She knows she wasn't needed, but she appears and she says, "It looks like I wasn't needed. Well done, blah blah blah. You don't need to take. You don't. It wouldn't be useful for you to carry everyone back to the palace. I'm here right now." And she does some ability, blood. It was like blood magic or blood lake. It was some ability where like she turned the whole ground into seemingly blood, and all of Aster's friends came up on crosses. His comrades came up on like blood style crosses, I want to say. And we get the first big twist. Well, I don't know if it's a big twist of the arc, but we get a big twist in arc, and it turns out that when the Queen Witch seemingly healed Aster's arm, she infused some of her blood into his arm and his body, and she then begins to tell everyone that her ability is the ability to control blood. So she has ability to control blood, and her blood is inside of Aster. You see where I'm going with this. It turns out that she was after Aster the whole time. She wanted to see his abilities, so she allowed him to fight before controlling him. And as the chapter ends, it ends off with her actually controlling Aster and healing him and turning him against the comrades. So that's the chapter right there. And long story short, I know I kind of stuttered here and there trying to get my review out, but as far that's the summary, the brief summary of the chapter. You can go watch it, support the main release. But when it comes to pacing of the chapter, it was relatively quick and slow. It was quick because you had the fast pace of the final moments of the Aster versus Randolph's fight, and then it kind of got a little slow in between because Aster, he had Randolph pinned down, and Randolph started to beg for his life, or quote unquote he said he transformed. Still to be seen, but that's kind of took a couple pages where I personally think that maybe 1 or 2 pages would have been straight. So and all this is one take. I know this is late, but we're doing one take. I got shit to do. But so the pacing was quick. The beginning chapters the beginning pages was quick. It kind of got a little slow, and then once the Queen arrived, it picked back up. So I would say the pacing was medium. It was somewhat quick, somewhat slow, and a little bit in between. as far as characterization in this chapter, we have characterization and development for three. I want to say three characters. We have Radolf, Aster, and the Queen Witch. For Radolf, is more of once Aster breaks the mana stone. He seemingly, I don't know. He could be playing Aster. He could be playing everyone. He seemingly breaks whatever trance that he was in, quote unquote, or it's like he returns back to his normal self, his original self, the Radolf that Fonzel and Marth and Fauna. Well, I don't know if Fauna knew him, but the Randall that Fonzel taught. Sorry, that Fonzel taught. So he devolves from this selfish, killing machine of the Diamond Kingdom. He's power hungry. It turned out he wasn't like he was like Aster, but he had a little bit of magic. So him and Aster were kind of two peas in the same pod to an extent. But he went through reconstructive magic surgery, as it said a couple chapters ago, and he actually picked up immense amount of magic strength. But his personality changed. He became an asshole. He became power hungry. Now, after the Mana Stone broke, he's back to himself, seemingly. Characterization and development with Aster is nothing more than his new powers are fucking amazing. The transformation and seemingly what is of this transformation, we'll probably get to it later on in the arc. I mean, I'm not sure if this arc is more done. If this arc is finished or we have a lot more left. And seemingly the witch is the main villain of this arc now, which comes to the witch. She's maniacal. She's a genius. She's actually very astute and waited and picked her spot. She waited till all the invaders were down before she controlled Aster, and I would say she's the main villain. I'm very intrigued to see what comes next chapter. It's your boy Black Rob Lucci. Come back next week. And
have you ever made $1 million with your talent? Have you ever fucked a bitch that's so fat lose your balance? Have you? All these bitches washed up, all they pussy got that mileage. Ew, I been getting money on the Lambo. Hey, I might just knock if you bucket. Hey, if you survive then you're lucky. Hey, pocket they getting so pudgy. Hey, everything about the money. Hey, don't try me, yeah. Clip on limousine, yeah. Drinking lean, yeah. Promethazine.